Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel, and this is actually a project car update on Daily Driver Mazda 5, kind of by popular demand. I bought a Mazda 5 originally way back in 2011, 2010, somewhere in there, with a 5-speed, first gen, so it was an 06 Touring, so it had the moonroof and all that stuff. Loved it to death, modified it, made this giant forum thread on it on Grassroots Motorsports, which will be linked below, that kind of turned into the Mazda 5 thread, where literally dozens and dozens and dozens of people bought Mazda 5s and modified them and made them super awesome. Check that thread out for way cool Mazda 5s. But anyways, it got totaled when a lady ran a red light and took the whole nose off of it. I was fine, not a scratch on me. But I ended up with something in the midterm, which turned out to be a terrible decision. And when that thing got wrecked, we went back to the Mazda 5. So I've had this one since January of 15, so coming up on 4 years on it now, I think. But it just rolled over 138,000 miles on it. I think I bought it at 70. Been a great car. Love it to death. Hasn't needed anything beyond regular maintenance, and even that I've over maintained. I did the suspension, and obviously it's lowered. It is on some H&R Sport springs and KYBs, GR2s in the front, gas adjust in the back. Rides alright. I'm not super happy with it, if I'm totally honest. I do have the SBC camber arms in the back to correct the camber. Mazda factory camber adjustment stuff up front, so negative 1.5 degrees front camber, negative 2 degrees in the rear, 1/4 inch total toe out. That's the alignment specs on it. And if you're wondering, these wheels, these are Motegi Racing MR120s, otherwise known as Techno Meshes. It's actually the same wheel design they use in Formula 1. You can get these on Ferrari 488s and crazy stuff like that. This set is actually the fitment for a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, either 9 or 10, I don't know which one, but they're 18 by 9s, and they're some crazy offset, plus 48. But anyways, they are 18 by 9s, and 18 by 9s do not fit on a car that came with 17 by 6.5. So I've actually rolled the fenders. Yes, I've rolled the fenders in my minivan because that's what I do. I don't know that the camera can necessarily see that, but it is a rolled fender to get it to tuck in there. Tires are 225 Cooper RS3-S's. Which are a 300 treadwear summer tire, nice and sticky. Yes, it's the middle of winter and I'm running a summer tire. That's kind of what I do. But I like the tires. I had 245s on it before, did not like the 245s. They rubbed like crazy. You have to step down to the 225s to get them to fit on this. I'm trying to see if we can get some extra lighting in there to show. Yeah, you can't see squat even with the extra lights. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it's a rolled fender lip in the back on this. Actually, the fronts don't need it at all. But yeah, that's the suspension setup, and that's kind of the extent of the mods. I got a stick figure thingy on there and CorkSport. Yeah, that's about it. Roof rack's factory. It was a Mazda optional thing you could buy from the dealers and all that stuff. It's really nice. It goes on these little factory hardpoint thingies here. And then there's the little covers that go on. So I've got a little key to take these off. Then it's a couple of bolts. Take everything off. Take the little pad off. Put a little plastic thingy on. And then you can't even see it at all. I'll take it off for the next video. Or maybe we'll take the suspension off. Oh, brakes. Yeah, brakes. I went a little crazy on the brakes. They are Hawk Street 5.0 pads on it, all the way around, and then the rotors are drilled and slotted from StopTech, because, I don't know, reasons, and then zinc coated too, so they don't corrode in the middle. Basically, when I maintain things, I maintainify, which is what I call putting modifications on instead of maintenance items. So it needed brakes, but it didn't need autocross brakes, but it got autocross brakes. It needed tires. It didn't need 300 treadwear summer tires. It got 300 treadwear summer tires. I like my cars to perform. I like them to perform well. I like them to bomb around back roads and go over mountain passes and really handle well and drive nice. And this one does all that. I really love the heck out of it. It is an automatic, and the reason for that is this is a post facelift car. So 08, 9, and 10, the nose is a bit different than the 06, 07s. When they did that in 08 only, Mazda made like a dozen that we know about. Mazda 5 Tourings, which is this, the mid-level, with the 5-speed manual. So the base model ones, you can totally tell once you start looking at 5s. The base models have a different front bumper, no side skirts, a different rear bumper, and no rear spoiler. They also have regular taillights with like the circles on them. And then in these, it was just like red. To get the LED taillights and the body kit looking stuff, you had to step up to the Touring or the Grand Touring. You also got the power moonroof and the fog lights, which I'll turn on because I've actually modified those to be CorkSport LEDs. To show that off to you. But yeah, that's, you can see the difference there. I still have standard halogens in the headlights because that's a whole other video. But the fogs are CorkSport LEDs. Really like those, although I do need to put yellow Mylar on them because those things are the wrong color temperature for fog lights. But anyways, yeah, so you, in order to get the Touring and get all that stuff, plus all the nicer interior things, the automatic climate control and the 6-disc changer and all of that, you had to step up to the Touring. They only made like 12 or so that we know of 08 Tourings with a stick. I actually know somebody that bought one brand new, so I know they exist. I have seen it in person. I have seen the invoice. You could do it. But they're not out there. So the Mazda automatic, they went to a 5-speed manual in 08, 06 and 07 it was a 4-speed. So I went for the 08 for the 5-speed. The manual mode in it is actually manual. Like, it will just bounce off the rev limiter until you tell it to shift. Like, it will not automatically upshift at all. It's kind of neat. And the stick is the right way around. You pull back for upshift and you push forward for downshift. So it's kind of neat. Unfortunately, you can't really wail on it too much because then it cooks the fluid, and then you have to do things like the fluid change, that was the last thing, Detective Tuesday video we did, link below, on changing filters and fluids in auto transits and Mazda 5s. So yeah, you know, we'll see. But basically, I'm going to drive it till the wheels fall off, and if anything ever happens to this transmission, I'm just going to manual swap the damn thing and get it over with. Because that's what I want, is a Touring with a manual, like my original 06 was. Because it's cool. I love the 5. It's got this great form factor. It's a Mazda 3 underneath, so it's like super compact, fits in compact spots, gives great gas mileage, but it seats 6 people, or like can take huge things in the back. When I bought the new rear end for the Cobra, the Mach 1, that was complete disc to disc, it fit in the back. Like, with the hatch closed, no problem. Like, you slid it in, and like one side touched the seat and the other side didn't even like get close to the rear. And then the guy was like, I've got more parts, and so I brought home the rear diff and a complete interior, including seats, carpet, door panels, everything for the Mustang, and still had room, and like still could have carried 2 people if I wanted to. Like, I just love the versatility of this thing. So that's the daily driver. I bomb around on it all day, every day. It's filthy. I've got curb rash. Like, don't judge me, but this is the daily. This is the Project 5. If we keep getting more people that want to see it, I'll keep doing more videos on it. We've definitely got maintenance things to do, modification things, maybe little, you know, kind of projects. And you know, if you guys like it, I'm willing to put it up. Like I said, I really like the Mazda 5. I'm a long time Mazda 5 guy. It's my second one. Wish they'd make them again. I mean, frankly, if Mazda came out with a brand new Mazda 5 right now that had, you know, the really killer Sky Active engine in it and a 6-speed manual in Soul Red, man, I would buy my first brand new car. Like, that's how much I love these things. But yeah, and fun fact for you, this is actually the most expensive car I have ever purchased by a long shot. Like by many thousands. And I bought it used like a couple years ago, so it's not like it was that much of a car. But yeah, I don't like spending money. Anyways, so yeah, until next time, this has been Plays with Cars and the Mazda 5 Daily Driver Project.